You guys are lucky you get to watch me touch up the ceiling. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more tips, and leave a comment, and hit that like button. And even though this thing is taped off, I'm not gonna try to mob that tape. Because I don't want to get that panel there too thick. This is probably one of the hardest things to do when it comes to being a painter. Some people got it, some people don't. I get it. Some people just can't pick it up. Like, I've shared, I don't know how many people have to do this, and they just can't do it very well. Then some people just take right onto it. But you gotta understand the concept of it. What happened was when they put the outlet up there, or the fixture up there, and then they put the black ring around it, there was about a 1/4 inch gap around it, so we had to mud it. And then sand all that down. So I put tape on there just to keep it from getting sanded up from the sponge. It's like I was saying, you don't want to mob that tape, because you want it to pull fine. You want that tape to come off there just fine. And you want to roll it as close as you can to the black ring. What I was doing right there was just thinning it. I was making it a little bit thinner so it would dry faster. While that's sitting up, I'm gonna grab my rag. Because you don't want that mud down past it, because when you pull the tape off, it'll actually cut through the drywall mud. If you put too much drywall mud on it and you come down past the tape, it'll actually cut through the tape, or actually cut through the drywall mud, and then you have to get over and touch that up. So that's what I was saying. If you can keep it to the bare minimum of actually using drywall mud, then it's even better. And that's kind of what I did. I just filled the hole in, made it a little bit flat, like made it as flat as possible. And you can do this with a 9. With a 9-inch roller, you can do it with whatever. I'm just using this old thing. I think I found it out in the trash. If you noticed, one way of this thing will fluff it up, and then the other way will actually make it tighter. So if you roll it the way it fluffs up, it does make it really easier on you. And what I'm going to do is, I just want to get that paint. I want to get that hard edge right here. I want that hard edge right there not to be hard anymore. Then once you get that real sharp line cut down a little bit, then you want to bring that out a little bit farther. And we do like 1, 2, and we take it out here a little bit farther. But you just want to break the sharp edges up. And you might think that roller is dry, but it's not. It's putting down just enough paint to break your eye up. Because if I just went around that thing, the outer edge of my roller, like if I just went around it, like I would like that, this outer edge being solid like that, that's what you're gonna see. So if you can take that edge and feather it out, and the less thickness that you got it like that, it really does mess it dry. It's like camo in it, and it's like taking paint and just stretching it. You're just taking it real thick out here, and you're making it lighter as you go out, and you ain't got no hard stop or start and go points. Because if you got a solid line like that, it'll catch your eye and you'll notice it. Even though it's the same color, you'll notice it. That's why when you touch a wall up, you see the square. Keep feathering it, keep feathering it, keep feathering it. The lighter you go up, the farther you go up, the lighter you go. And then you just keep doing that. Then all your hard edges, you feather them out. That's the point. You just want to go from a solid to like very, very light. I've been touching up ceilings for a long time. It's hard to get somebody to do this right. It's common sense. It really is. So I blended it. Now once it dies down, you won't see none of it. You don't want no sharp cutoff points. That's how much shadows will throw your eyes off. Once you get around here, the sun will kill it. Get back here, you see everything. But that's what I was saying. Like it's all in tricking your eye. Because let me see if I can get that spot right there to show up. See that spot right here? You might see that. You might. I might not have got it out soon enough. But the rest of it will blend in pretty good. See how it's all broke up? And it's got like the wet spots still. That's what you want. You want that wetness and the dryness separated real good the further out you go. But that's what it takes to blend that stuff. Now, that's only on flat ceilings. When you're talking about a wall that's got eggshell on it, just cut and roll it. It's so much easier. Because by the time you get done feathering that thing with the semi-gloss or the eggshell or whatever, it's just so much easier. Because 90% of the time, it's a little wall anyway. Like, I would much rather just cut and roll the whole wall. But that's my preference. But you can touch it up. Like, you can use the same method on it, but you're just going to take it so much further out, and you got to lighten it up even more. So you got to go twice as far, twice as light to do anything with a shine to it. Now, when it comes to, like, flat surfaces, like flat paints, they're a lot easier to touch up, hands down. Now, this is just a straight white on ceilings. We use flat straight white on the ceilings so you don't see all the imperfections in it. There's a reason for that. It's because the flat white doesn't show all kinds of lumps and bumps. Now, if we was to take the same flat paint and paint it to something darker, you would start seeing little things here and there. You would see some waves or something. The shinier the paint, the more it's going to pull all that out. I did a video a while back of a guest room. I had to repaint one of the walls because it was real shiny at first, and it looked so bad. I ended up painting it matte. I put a matte finish on it, but I had to change it to a matte finish to dull it down because it was so rough. But it's just one of those things you gotta, like, any part of your house that you don't have high traveled areas, like we consider this a high traveled area. So that would be eggshell or a satin. Now, something like that wall over there, you can paint that flat and get away with it. Because as long as you ain't got a bunch of kids walking down through there touching it, it'll never get touched. So you can paint it flat. Somebody painted that with the wall power. That's what happens when you paint flat ceilings with semi-gloss. See how the flat and the white, or the flat and the shininess fight? Can't do that. I already know who did that. And he's lazy. But anyway, that's a prime example of what not to do. But I'm about to fix it. Sucks that the sun's coming in from the opposite direction, because you guys can see how the whole point of it is to show you guys how to lighten up the roller marks. Like, yeah, the spot that you're mudding or the spot that you're touching up, paint it real good. And then, like, say you got your square on your spots that you're trying to touch up, you always take your outer edge and you start walking it up. We usually do like 1, 2, and then take the third one a little bit farther than that, and it'll stair step it. And the farther out it goes, the lighter it gets. But yet, by the time you get to that third level, it'll be so broke up that it's just going to be a bunch of little dots everywhere. And that's what you want. You don't want to see a hard stop in a pull, like a hard stop. And that's usually what happens when you say, if I just do like a square, like up and down, you'll see that outer line now. It's got a hard stop point. That's what throws your eye off. So you want to walk that line up. And we usually take it like so far up, and then we'll do another one up a little farther than that, and then we'll take the third one up about that far. That's how you usually get rid of that stuff. And if you notice, I turn the lights out whenever I'm working on the ceilings. The reason why I turn the lights out is because I can't see. If you got a glare going across there, you can't see it. You ever try to roll something looking into a light? It's hard. And I like to do the same thing when I'm doing my cut. What I'll do is I'll get that good and dry, and then I'll start walking it out. And that's what you want to do, you want to stretch it. Same thing with this. This right here is probably one of the hardest ones to touch up because it's on the corner. See how this one's sticking out farther? This wall's back about that far. And always keep your, like, what we call a brush width is take your brush, sideways. That's the width of your brush. So if you're brushing something, always give yourself at least that much room. Because your roller is going to do all the work. These are my money makers. And what I want to do is this wall and this wall is putting a shadow on that ceiling. So anything inside there I can play with. Now when I come out here, here's where it's going to be hard to touch it up because it's in the sun. Anything up here close to the wall is a little more of an easier spot for us. But once you get in the middle of the wall or out in the middle of the ceiling, it's a lot harder to touch it up because it's right out in the open. Cutoff points is everything. I'm doing is just barely letting that roller roll across that ceiling. Like it's like, I'm barely hitting it. Sometimes I like to get right on that hard cut, like what I did, so it went back, I stopped it. Sometimes I like to get just before that line, and then I'll roll it out, and then I'll blend that. You'll start to catch on how to do it, but the easiest way of doing it is just dragging it out 3 times like that. Dragging it out once, about so far, then taking it out a little bit further, and then taking it out further than that. that stuff looks good. But that's what it takes to do stuff like that. Like, a lot of people think you just hit it, and yeah, you can do that, but it's gonna look funny. Like, this is how you do it, so you don't have these squares everywhere. An older guy showed me this trick years ago. He was touching up walls in a new build, and you know, I just walked up to it and was like, and he was like, "Give me that." And he showed me how to do it his way. And then I didn't realize that my brother did it too, but my brother showed me how to do the three-step thing where you take it out, and you take it out a little bit, and you take it a little bit further than that. It seemed to work a little better for me, because the other guy, he was just like, he was dry rolling the whole wall. Like, it was bad. Don't get me wrong, it worked, but he was dry rolling the whole wall, and that's too much. So we learned, if you just take that right there, if you take it from the like, when you roll something and it's got a hard line right there, you take that line up and you stretch it out, stretch it out, stretch it out, and it literally looks like someone took like a sponge and just did one of them numbers to it, and the farther up it went, the smoother or the lighter it got. And then when it dried, you couldn't tell where it started and stopped, and then that helped the new spot blend in, because that's usually what it is. The older walls, or the walls that you're touching up, that's why it doesn't want to touch up as good, because sometimes it could be just darker from the age or something like that, or the sheen level is the main thing. The shininess is what's throwing your eye off. Because now, when you got a spot like that, you touch it up, instead of having 2 coats on it, now you got 3 or 4 coats on it. Every time you put paint over top of dry paint, you just added a coat. So it's one of those things, you want to stretch it. And I wanted to take the same photo, the same video, and show you guys that it's already blended. When it starts disappearing before it's dry, you know that you did a decent job on it. Now, if you do it and you notice it, and then you watch it dry, and then you're like, oh man, yeah, those are rough ones. But yeah, a lot of times you just got to cut and roll the whole wall. Like, a lot of times you cannot do this. You just can't do it. Depending on what paint it is, how dark it is, and what sheen level it is. You're better off just to cut and roll the whole wall. Like, do your repairs, sand it, spot prime it, 2-coat that drywall mud, and then paint it. That's a ceiling, so this ceiling up here, like, you got a little bit of play. You got some play with that. You don't have to necessarily 3-coat that. See how it's drying down already? And that's what I wanted to show you guys. This spot right here. See how it looks like that? That's what you want. You want to break that. You don't want it to be solid. You want it to be broke up. You want it to look like a sponge hit it. And the farther you can break them up, the better. You just don't want no hard start and stop points. this spot right here, that's how far I took them all out. You just can't notice it because these are already starting to dry. And that's the nice thing about it is like when you stretch it out like that, it'll dry so much faster than this stuff out here because it's still wet. And that, like, I want all the build I can get on this. I want it as light as possible as I can get it out there. But I want it as thick as possible up here so it covers that patch up better. Have you ever had a spot right there? Prime example. See why that spot stands out so good? It's because all this right here is rough. This dude's smooth. It needs one more coat on it, and it'll go away. But that's what I was talking about. Like, you can do stuff like that. Like, you can touch that stuff up, and it just, sometimes you got to put 2 or 3 coats on it to get that to go away. And that's the nature of the beast when you mess with, like, cheap paint. You got to do, like, 2 or 3, you got to coat that thing, like, 2 or 3 times just to make sure it, because it's about the layer of paint that you put on it. Like, the first coat, the second coat, and then the third coat. There's coats building up to that. It's what you want. And when you got a spot that you just drywalled or you mudded, when you sand it, it's so much smoother than the rough textured wall, because the rough textured wall's probably got 4 or 5 layers of different paint on it that's already got, see, a roller puts it down nappy and it's rugged. It's real rough. I mean, if you ever looked at it just before, like when you're using 90 or what out, you'll notice it's real rugged. And then it dries down, but it shrinks as it dries, so it doesn't look so bad. Like, all you have to do is just get it on there thick enough that it don't run, and then that'll be good. But it's also not a bad idea. It depends on if you got the dry time or not. Like I say, if I was coming in here and I needed to 2-coat this room back to back, I'd roll the first coat thin, and then I'd roll the second coat a little bit thicker, and then just for that simple reason, like, if you go in the house and you cut it and you roll it and you put a decent coat on it, it's going to take forever for it to dry. So it's one of those things you just gotta, every job works you. You don't work the job. And especially when it comes to touching up stuff, touching up anything, trim, anything. You can use this same trick on touching up trim. Usually what I do is I'll take like this. Say if I want to touch it up, I'll paint this real good, and then I'll stretch it. I'll stretch it up. Then I'll take it all the way down. But now before I forget, I might as well pull this dude. Oh yeah, professional. I used to do this back in high school. Now that is a tight fitting ring. And it comes off. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. It's totally free. And for any other tips, because like I said, I put this stuff out all the time, so if you want to see any more tips on how to do this stuff, hit that subscribe button, because it tells me thanks and that you appreciate it. Hit that like button, because it all helps my channel. Like, my channel's barely getting off the ground, so I don't know. Maybe I just need to relax and let it go. Because it's weird, because like YouTube's algorithm tells who watches what, and if you don't punch the right thing in and actually look through things, you'll never see anything YouTube don't want you to see.
So their algorithm sucks. So even though it's a new video, it won't be on top. Because once it gets in the feed, it'll go into the mess. And I think after I load this video, whenever you do see it in the feed, after I load this video, you probably won't see it unless you type it in, or you go to my channel. So it's nice to have that subscribe button, because it does, you can have it, it does a few things. Like, there's some of them that it actually, like if I watch them all the time, they'll show me their newest thing. But if not, you can just, it's easier to get to their page that way. But like I said, I got like 700, and I think it was like 763 of them that I subscribed to. So yeah, but hit that like button too. Love you.